If you've been trying to manifest something that just hasn't come to life yet, you are going about manifestation all wrong. I have manifested everything from my husband to $100,000 months in my business. And I can tell you that I get over 1,000 comments every single month on this channel from people sharing that their manifestations finally came to life after watching one of my videos. I also get almost as many from those of you asking, why hasn't it happened yet? And if that's you, this video is for you. The truth is, most of us are manifesting from the wrong energy, and it's not your fault. We've been taught to treat manifestation like some checklist. Journal 55 times, listen to affirmations for 30 minutes a day, and voila, your manifestation will come to life. And if you're watching this video, then you know that that simply is not true. And I want to show you exactly what you get to shift to have it come true right now. In this video, I'm going to break down why your manifestation hasn't come true yet, and more importantly, how to shift into the energy that makes it inevitable. Before we dive in, I want you to pause for a second. I want you to think of that one thing that you've been wanting to manifest for a while now. Got it? Great. Now, I want you to keep in mind as I go through each of these shifts, because I guarantee that one of these will be the shift that unlocks the manifestation coming true. And I cannot wait to read your comment when you come back on this video and tell me exactly how your manifestation came to life. I remember when I wanted to manifest a six-figure month in my business, so over $100,000. I had never made that much money in my business before, but for whatever reason, I had this number in my mind and I decided to follow all the manifestation tricks that were taught, the 369 method. I was journaling. I was listening to affirmation. I was doing all the things that the cool kids tell us will bring our manifestation. And what I realized is that I was treating manifestation like a strategy, and I was trying to do this strategy to manifest perfectly instead of being the version of me who already had the thing that I ultimately wanted. I went from trying to do something to actually embodying being someone. And the moment I embodied this first shift, I had my first $100,000 month in business. To be clear, it was about $170,000 in business. But that was something that taught me that manifestation responds to who you are, not just what you do or say. So while I was busy doing all these 369 methods and scripting things and putting it under my pillow, I was still internally feeling anxious and unsure and worried about my finances and my business success. That is a mismatch. So I want you to think about the thing that you identified at the start of this video as what you want to manifest. And I want you to be honest with yourself. Are you embodying the version of you day in, day out, who is already on the other side of that manifestation? Now, let me be really clear. Money is a triggering topic for many of us. And so this required a completely new way of how I was showing up. Now, I, at the time, did not know what it like to have $100,000 come into my bank account in 1 month. But I do know the feeling of abundance of something. So we're always after the feeling of what we believe our manifestation will create for us. And so going back to the thing that you stated that you are wanting to manifest right now, you know that ultimately what you want is the feeling you believe having that thing or person or opportunity will bring you. You have experienced that feeling at some point of your life. We have all experienced love, joy, happiness, excitement, freedom, abundance. You have to tap into that feeling right now. So instead of me simply just scripting about having $100,000 month, I started walking into stores as if I had $100,000 cash in my bank account. That didn't mean that I needed to go buy everything and put myself into debt. No, that's not what I'm saying. But there is an energetic shift of how I think about when I spend money. When I would go to give my card for dinner, I was not calculating, oh wait, can I afford this? Is this too much? I was embodying the person that was grateful to be able to spend the money in my account because I knew that it was coming back to me tenfold. Every time I would receive any dollar amount in my business, whether it was $10 or $100 or $1,000, I would say, thank you. Yes, please. More of that, please. Because I was training my mind to be thankful for what I already have and also expecting more and ready for more and grateful for more. And so whatever your thing is that you have in mind that you want to manifest right now, you have to tap into the being the person that already is experiencing the outcome of that thing. You cannot simply just listen to affirmations while also still be nervous, doubtful, fearful, anxious about this topic of your life and expect it to come to you. That is an energetic mismatch because let's be honest, we're always manifesting. So this is simply an opportunity to manifest with intention for what you actually want, not what you don't want. I had to practice being the woman who experienced overflow in her life, who just expected that her desires were already so. I wasn't wishing or hoping or trying. It was done. And if you don't know what that feels like, you just gotta borrow a memory. Again, at some point, you have felt some level of powerful, of peaceful, of abundance, of joy. It may not have been abundance of money, but you can tap into feeling of abundance of food, abundance of candy, an abundance of free time. Whatever you have to do to tap into the feeling of what it is that you ultimately desire is the key. Because when you tap into that feeling is when now you are an energetic match for the thing that you ultimately desire. And this shift shifted everything. Literally less than a month later, I had my first $100,000 month in my business and it felt easy because guess what? I was already embodying that person well before the funds were actually in my account. So while yes, tools like scripting and mirror work and the 369 method are great tools, the key is not the tool. The tool is just a bridge. But what you do on that bridge and who you are being on that bridge is far more important. The embodiment of already being on the other side, of being the person who expects and receives everything that it is that you desire is so, so critical. And as powerful as shifting into the embodied energy is, it doesn't really shift anything if you still are asking this question, which brings me to my next shift, which so many of you ask me, when will it happen? How long will it take? If you are asking that question, you are signaling that you do not yet have the thing, which then you cannot be an energetic match to something that you are basically saying, hey, I don't have this thing yet. I need to know when it's going to come. I need to know when it's going to be here. Because when you have actually decided to embody the version of you who already has the thing that you are manifesting, you're not worried about when because it's already here right now. And every time you ask, how long is it going to take? How many times do I have to do this? When is it going to happen? Will it be here next month? You are affirming that you don't have it yet. You are signaling that you are not a match for the thing that you ultimately desire. And I know this is really challenging for our human brains to wrap our minds around, but I need you to understand that the quicker you can get away from asking, when is it going to happen, and start understanding that you're already there right now, the faster you will see it materialize in your 3D world. It's like if you were to plant a seed today and then every day you dug it up to see, did it grow yet? Did it grow yet? Did it grow yet? Well, you would actually kill it in the process. That plant would never have a chance to bloom and grow because you've spent so much time wondering when it's going to happen. Plant the seed and trust and know that with time, it doesn't matter how much time, it will grow. Because let's be really clear, you're not really anxious about a certain timeline. What you're really anxious about is that you don't believe it's actually going to happen. Because if I told you today that everything you could possibly desire right now in this moment will be yours 1 year from now, you would not spend the next year, oh my gosh, is it happening? Is it happening? That energy is not because of a lack of patience. It is because of a lack of belief. And when you have the belief and faith that it is done and you have released any timeline around it, the faster that it comes to you. You have to stop trying to measure your manifestation and start living as if it's already yours right now. So remember that manifestation that you identified at the start of this video? I want you to ask yourself, how many times have you been asking, how long is it going to take? Why is it not here yet? I need it to be here in this timeline. And you have to decide that it is already done. Calm your nervous system, because if you knew without a shadow of a doubt that it was going to happen, regardless of how long it was going to take, but you actually knew, you would not be coming from this pent-up energy that you're currently trying to manifest from, which brings me to my next shift, which is try. I hear people say all the time, I'm trying to manifest this. I'm trying to manifest that. And I myself even make that mistake at times where I will use the language of trying. But let's be really clear. If you believe that your manifestation is done and you are embodying that energy and you are manifesting from that energy, you are not trying. The decision is already done. You have to shift from trying to deciding. Try means that you're still negotiating with your desire. There's a chance that it might happen, but it might not happen. And when you are in full alignment with the thing that you are ultimately manifesting, There is no try. This is what's happening. It is done. So many of you have heard me say on this channel that I have 100,000 YouTube subscribers. If you look at my subscriber count right now at the time of this video, it is likely not that. But guess what? I'm not trying to manifest 100,000 subscribers. I have decided. And that is ultimately the reason why I believe in 6 months, I'm already at 30,000. I'm not thinking about how long is it going to take me to get to 100. I am grateful for what I've experienced. That is ultimately very rapid growth when you compare it to most people's YouTube journeys. But I also am, yes, please, more of that. And I know that it's coming. I'm not worried about the timeline. I know. I cannot wait for the day that I do a video compiling all the times that I've said I have 100,000 YouTube subscribers on the day that I actually have 100,000 YouTube subscribers. So that's how clear I am. That's how decided I am. I'm not trying. I'm not worried about how long. I'm not pretending. It is so. Trying is really passive and deciding is powerful. But I'm going to be honest. This is what most manifestation gurus don't want to tell you. Following anyone else's 5-step formula to manifest is not going to get you anywhere. Because let me be really clear. Every time that I post any type of video on mirror work or scripting, which are two of my favorite tools, they are tools. They are not the golden key, but they are tools for manifesting things. People will say, can you share your affirmations that you use so that I can just copy yours? And I will say back to them, I'm going to be really honest with you, that's not going to work. Because it's not about the words that I'm saying or the step-by-step process that I'm doing. It is the energy that I'm using during that process. And so whether you choose to copy mine or do your own, what's more important is the energy that you're embodying. The words are not what's creating the manifestation. It is the belief that it's already done, the decision. I'm not trying to create something. I'm deciding that this is mine, and the relief of the how and the when. People often ask me, am I doing this wrong? Did I not follow all the steps correctly? And there is no magic formula. And I know that might be frustrating because it would be lovely if we could all just say, step 1, I do this. Step 2, I do this. Step 3, I do this. And voila, I have my magical manifestation. But that is simply not how this works. Manifestation isn't about doing the same thing on a full moon or hopping on one leg or writing something down 100 times. It is about how deeply you believe, embody, and act as the version of you who is already on the other side of that manifestation. And you can't lie to yourself, right? So it doesn't matter how many times you write something, if internally everything inside of you is screaming, no, I don't believe it. No, it isn't possible for me. Which brings me to my next shift, which I've shared this before, but I don't think many of you get it, because when you get this, you will have everything you desire. And that is only go as far as your belief and excitement allows you to go. So if I, at the time of wanting to have $100,000 a month in my business, was screaming internally, that's not possible for me, it will never happen. Or if I saying that I have 100,000 YouTube subscribers, every fear and doubt was coming up, I would need to get clear on where my level of excitement would allow me to go. So maybe instead of 100,000 subscribers, I might start today saying 5,000 subscribers, because that is a belief that I can get behind. I still might have some wonder of, well, how will it happen or when will it happen initially? But I can feel some excitement there. Oh yeah, that's possible. I believe that's possible. And it's okay to stair-step your way up to your manifestation. So if right now, whatever that manifestation is that you identified at the start of this video is feeling like a huge stretch, almost unbelievable, you have gone too far. You need to get clear on where within the scale of possibility your belief and excitement goes to. And you have to start there. You can always increase as your belief and excitement expands, but you have to meet yourself where you are, because you cannot lie to you. You get to be the co-creator of your own process. So when you see something working out for someone else, it is because they have gone as far as their belief and excitement allowed them to go. And that's an individual process, and you cannot lie to yourself. So you've got to be really honest. So check in with yourself about that manifestation that you identified at the start of this video and be honest. Do you believe that's possible for you? And are you excited about it? And if not, you have an opportunity to tweak that a bit, right? And to gradually work yourself up the ladder of belief and excitement. Now, let me be clear. Whether you decide to implement any of these shifts or not, you are still manifesting. It is literally impossible to not manifest. Your beliefs, your emotions, your self-talk, they are manifesting your reality every single day. And if you're not happy with your current reality in every area of your life. That is an opportunity to shift those things because when we shift our belief, our self talk, our emotions, the embodiment that I was talking about, that is where we get to intentionally manifest everything that we desire. So the question really is, are you manifesting on autopilot or are you consciously getting to co create the life that is literally waiting for you to show up to it? If you're constantly thinking thoughts like, oh, manifestation is only possible for people like her, or it's never going to work out for me, or I'm just not good enough to get that, or that works for everyone else, but it's never going to work for me, you are literally manifesting exactly what your expectation is. And I get it. We are humans. We have self doubt. We want to know the timeline. We want to see the end. We want to see that top of the staircase. But what I'm telling you to do is if you implement all of these shifts, one of these shifts, you will see a shift in how you are manifesting what it is that is coming into your life. I guarantee it. Because up until now, you've been manifesting exactly what your energy says you expect. And this is an opportunity to consciously shift that and actually co-create your life. If your manifestation hasn't come true yet, it's not because you're not worthy or God skipped over you or you're just the forgotten one that nothing ever works out for. It's because you've been manifesting from a place of separation, that this thing, this feeling you ultimately desire is apart from you instead of embodying that right now, regardless of your current circumstances. We can always decide how we want to feel in any given moment. That is an opportunity. That is a choice. We cannot control what may be happening right now in your current reality, but you can control what is happening internally. That will ultimately have a ripple effect on what happens externally. If this video resonated with you, I would love to know what you are manifesting. And again, be really conscious of the language that you use. There's no trying, there's no hoping. Decide. Let me know in the comments, and I'd love to know what shift you are going to embody starting today. If you want to go deeper into this work, this is the work that we do every single month in my community, The Shift. Click the link in my description for a discount off your first month. It is an incredible community of women from around the world who are co-creators of the life that they are living. I would love to see you inside, and I cannot wait to see you on the next one.